Yeah, my screen is visible, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So in last class, we have seen for loop syntax. Along with that, we have also seen some statement like break, continue. Okay. So if I quickly summarize the difference between break and continue. So what break do? So it break the current loop or uh, or the loop at which it is present. Okay. And continue, it will skip particular iteration. Okay, so let's see with some example again. So let's say if I have multiple loop, right, for I in range, let's say 5. Okay, and there is one more loop for j in range of I, let's say. And if I put break here, okay, so it will break the most inner loop. So here the break is connected with this loop. Okay, break is connected with this loop. So the first loop that it encounter, it will break that only. Okay, so this break is directly connected it with this. It is also connected with this as well, but it will break only where there is a direct connection. Okay, so here the break is directly connected with this for loop. Okay, and there is an indirect connection, the first that this green one. Okay, so it will only break the direct connected for loop. Okay, so when in that program, in this program, once the break encounter, it will break the loop, means it will stop that loop, and again it go back to the control goes back to here. Okay, yeah, and similarly, if we use a continue statement, okay, continue. Okay, so continue. So let's say if I take other example for I in range, let's say 5. Okay, and if I write some condition, if I equal to 3. Okay, and then I write continue. Okay, and here if I write print I. Okay, so what it will do, it will skip the third, means when I equal to 3, so it will skip that part of the loop. Okay, and it will continue with the fourth iteration. But it means if I print all the if I print the number, so it will print 1 2, but it will skip third part. It will directly print 4. Okay, 1 2, sorry, 0 1 2 4. Okay, Okay, so that is means continuous statement skip that particular iteration where the condition met. Okay. Yeah. So similarly, range, there is one more function uh, or special keyword, enumerate. Okay, enumerate. So this is useful when we have to give index as well. Means if you want to know the position of the item. For example, so let's say if I write create a variable x1 4 9 13. Okay, and let's say if I don't use enumerate, if I simply use a range function to basically, or let's say create a simple program just to print the element. Okay, for I in X. Okay, and then simply if I write print I, so the output will be in which order? First it will print 1, then 4, then 9, then 13. Okay, let's say if I want to know the position as well. For example, here the one position is 0, 0 index, and fourth is a 1th index, and it is at second, and it is at third. Okay, so I want to know the index as well, means I want to print both index as well as the element. Okay, so for that we can use a enumerate. So again, if I have to write, simply I can write I comma j, uh, enumerate x. Okay, so this enumerate will return two values. So that's why we have written I comma j, and then we can here print I comma j. So that is means yeah, we can. So here there are four color. Okay, let's. I want to print the color as well as the index of those colors. Okay, so what I can write for I comma j in enumerate colors, and then print I comma j. Okay, first I have to run it. This one. Now it will, yeah, see. So enumerate is useful when we have to give the, if you want to print the index position as well. Means here red is at 0th index, green is at 1 2, and similarly yellow is at third. Okay, so many cases it is very useful sometimes where we want to know the position of the uh, item, means the iterable object. Okay.
Sir, I have one question. Agar,
Mhm.
if we want to add, like, we don't want the position from zero to the end, we want it like from one to end. So, is there something we can do in this process?
Can you come
Like
again?
it is, so basically it is counting from zero. It is telling the position from zero to the end. So I just
Mhm.
wanted to know if I can count it from one to end. Like, I don't want to get zero written in the data wherever I am going to put that code. So I just
Ha,
wanted to
you
know that
can
if I can.
you can. there is in
So,
enumerate only, I think there is something by which you can add the position. Yeah. See here,
okay,
just you have to write from where you want to start. Okay.
okay, okay,
So let's
got it.
say colors, comma. Let's say if you want to start from two. Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay,
Okay. So
got it, sir.
uh, yeah. Uh, okay. So in so this is about for loop. There are many things which we can cover, but I do not want to make it complex or do not want to increase the syllabus. Okay. So next is a while loop. Okay. While loop. So the syntax is while there is some condition and then colon and then you can write your script, the code here inside the while loop. Okay. So this is very simple. Uh, uh, so this is the syntax. Okay. And let's see with some example. Let's say if you want to print any number, let's say if you want to print a number from 1 to 20. Okay. And using while loop, using for loop also you can print, but let's say if you want to print a number up to 20. Okay. So you can define number equal to 20 and let's say while you can print some counter while I less than equal to 20. Print I and you want to update it as well. So I equal to I plus 1. Okay. So, okay. Uh, ah. So here if you see, so this is the syntax while and this is the condition. So if this condition get true, means if you print the output of this one, I less than equal to number, it will be true or false. Okay. So if it is true, then the program will continue from second print statement and then third line. Okay. If it is false, then it will not go inside this loop. Okay. Or this while loop. Print stop. Okay. So the condition is I should be less than equal to number and the number value is 20. So this loop will continue till ith or I value is less than equal to 20. Okay. So initially we initialize the value of I with 0. Then it come to means second step or third line where while I less than equal to number. So here the condition is so initially the value of I equal to 0. So 0 is less than 20, that is true. Then it come here, it will print the value of I. So it will print 0. Then it update the value of I. So now previously the value of I was 0. Now it become 0 plus 1. So the new value of I is 1. Okay. So let's run it. Yeah. So it print the value of means it print from 0 to 20, the number from 0 to 20 till till this condition met. Once this condition met, it directly means this get false, so it directly came into last thing, that print stop, and that is outside this loop, right? So this is basically the syntax of while loop. So let's take some example. uh, huh. So let's say if I have to print or I have to add a number from 1 to 20, let's say, or maybe if I have to multiply number from 1 to 10 and print it. Okay. So multiply number from 1 to 10 using while loop. Okay. And print it. So I can, let's say I initialize one value which will store the number. Let's say multiply out. Okay. And initially we can uh, start with 1 while uh, mm, I less than equal to 10. And yeah, and then once this get completed, then we can print uh, this multiply output. Okay, so this is the output when we multiply a number from 0 to 10. Okay, so here what we have done, so initially we start the value of I with means with 1, and then we applied while condition. The condition is I should be less than equal to 10 because we have to multiply number from 1 to 10 only. Okay, so we have done, so let's say in first loop initially the value of I was 1, and this basically storing the value of I. The story. the multiplication output. Okay, so we initialized with 1. Okay, why not 0? Because if we put 0, then if we multiply anything with 0, it will, the final output will be 0 only. Okay, so because of that we have started with 1. Okay, then here this output get, uh, when the value of I was 1, it multiply with 1 into 1, and then store it in this multiplication output. Then I equal to I plus 1, so the next value of I is 2. Okay, so similarly next will be 3 and so on. Okay, so this is how it multiply the value. Okay, so here also if you can see, we can apply break and continue. Okay, in this also, so break and continue we can apply even in if else, and for loop, while loop, all those things. Okay. Factorial we have already seen. Yeah. Huh. So there is one more thing like a list comprehension. Comprehension. Okay. So the syntax is, it will start with a list. Since this is a list, so you can start with list, then expression, uh, then for item in iterable. Okay, so this is very useful. uh, let's say if I take simple example, so let's say if you have a number 1 4 5 9. Okay, and the task is to do the square of each number. Okay, so if I have to use a for loop here, mm, if I apply for loop for I in A, correct, and then I either I can print I into I. Okay, and if I have to store, I can initialize one variable and store the this value on that. Okay, so this is using, means if I have to use for loop to basically do the square of each number. Okay, there is other way, that is using uh, list comprehension. So using single line of code, so you can do, let's say b. So first, uh, if I take this expression, so we can start with for, let's say j, simply in place of item I write j. Okay, in the iterable thing is a. Okay, and what we want to do, we want to, in place of expression, what we want to do, that need to be right, so we want to square it, so j into j. Okay, so this single line of code will do the square root, matlab squaring of the number. Let's see through example. A was 1, 4, 5, 9. Okay, let's then say B. So first start with, let's say, for J in A. Okay, so this is basically for item in iterable. Okay, now expression should be J into J, and if I print B, then you can see. So using single line of code, you can do the same thing. Okay, so this is means in sometimes in interview they ask, means let's say if you have to square this number. Okay, so they want you to write it in a list comprehension way. They will not ask, means directly tell that they will not tell you that write in a using list comprehension. They will simply ask you have to square this number. Okay, so but the answer they want is in this format. Okay, so this is about list comprehension. Okay, so let's say add some more example here. Mm, let's say if I have to from this list, if I have to extract only even number. Okay, using list comprehension. Okay, so here we can write B equal to first for item or for I in uh, or I in A, if I mm, oh sorry. Mm, yeah, so you can apply if a statement also inside this. Okay, in list comprehension. So using single line of code, you able to find out what are the even number present inside it. Okay, so let's see some more example. uh, this we have already seen. Square also we have seen. Mm, okay, so let's say uh, if I have to uh, uh, if I have to here print or sort out the element which having more than 4 character. Okay, so cat has 3 character, dog has 3 character, and this elephant, mouse, tiger has 4 character. Okay, so for that, uh, my objective is to print item having more than 3 character. Okay, using list comprehension. Okay, so let's say now put simply, if I create one variable, what should I write for anyone? For I in words.
If word is equals to 3,
If
greater than it, sorry, greater than 3.
if after if, what should I write?
Words greater than,
Words greater than.
like there should be more than 3 characters.
If I
The
greater
answer shall
than,
we use length of words.
correct,
Yeah.
length of words. If length of words or length of I, okay, greater than great greater than only, yeah, greater than 3. Yeah, so let's print what is, okay, first I had to run this. Yeah, so it print elephant, mouse, tiger. Okay, so we start simply, you have to start with this one. Okay, for I in words, then this I value we will check. If length of I is greater than 3 or not, then it will basically uh, uh, it, it will check and store it in the list. Okay. Okay, so this is, let's say this is a number. Now the task is to basically find the absolute value. So if, let's say, if I write absolute of 5, it will be 5 only. Okay, if I write absolute of -5, it will also 5. So basically absolute function return the positive value only. Okay, so let's say if I have to, from this list, I have to basically find the absolute value of each item and store it in a list. So what should I write? Okay. So first I will start with for I in numbers. Okay. And then what should I write? Anyone? absolute of I. So this basically giving the value. Okay, absolute positive
Uh,
value. Mhm.
so is it like the modulus that we study in
Yes,
maths?
yes, yes, yes. So that in here we call it as a absolute
Okay, sir.
ABS. Okay. Mhm. Mhm. So now let's say this is a separate problem. So let's say if we have a matrix, okay, in the last class also we have seen. So let's say if right now there are a list inside a list, okay, and there are three lists. The idea is the output should be like this. Let's say if I have to create a new list which basically unpack this one. So let's say I want my output should be like this. Okay, so what should I write? I want to use a list comprehension only. Means using single line of code, I want to do it. Anyone want to try? First, what should I write? So let's say if I simply print this thing, okay, let's see what happens. So this print the same thing, right? Let's try this. See, so this is a single line of code. Means we have used as a nested for loop, and using single line of code, we can able to achieve this thing. We can unpack the value. Okay. So what we have done, let's first remove this one. Here, the first thing, okay, we have to write only that thing which we want to get as a final output. Okay. So let's say if I write I here for I in matrix, and this is the final expression, that is I. Okay. So if I print it, so what he has done, so from matrix, the first item was 1 2 3, the second item was 4 5 6, third item was 7 8 9. Okay, so it just, when I simply write I here, it will simply uh, storing that value here. Okay, now my idea was to get this. Okay, so I applied again one more for loop, and here I write for j in I, for j in I. Okay, So in I, the value was 1, 2, 3 initially in first loop, like first iteration. So for j in I, if I write, so it will, in first iteration, it will simply take the value 1. And I want to store that value. So because of that, I have to write here j, not I, because I does not want this one in the final output. I want 1, 2, 3 like sort of thing. Okay. So then if I write, then it run. Okay.
Sir,
So
once again,
generally,
can you explain?
Mm-hmm.
so
Sorry.
generally, hello.
Sir, can you explain once again?
Okay. So mm, first, let's say the objective was to initially the matrix was like that, right? And the objective was to get output in this format: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I want to remove the list, means list inside a list. Okay. I want to unpack other list. So this is the objective that I want to achieve. Okay. So what I have done, first I have to go through each element. So if I mm, print the length of matrix or this variable, what will be the length? Anyone?
3.
It will be 3. Correct. So 3 is the length. Okay. So if I write for I in matrix, okay. Again, let's say take some example. Start with for I in matrix. Okay. So I started with simple for I in matrix, and let's say if I print I, means not print, I want to store I. And if I see this, so this will execute the same thing. No changes it made. Okay. Now, so this is the first inner loop. Okay. So again, I have to apply one more loop for j in I. Understand? Okay. So here for I in matrix, so first time in I, what it will store? 1, 2, 3, right? Aditya?
Yes, sir.
First time it will store 1, 2, 3, right? In I,
Yes,
first
yes.
iteration. And then I'm saying here the next for loop. This for j in I. For j
J,
in
I.
I. So
So
I
it will iterate, yeah, it will iterate within 1, 2, 3.
right. So, but right. Now in j the first value will be 1, right? So and
Yes.
I want to store that only. So because of that, the here I have written j. Okay. Then it will basically run it as a this thing. This will yeah, means this looks confusing, but when you try with some examples, then it become much clearer. It is not that complex. So only thing you should remember is that this the first value or the first, if you see the syntax, this expression uh, this expression is what we want to store. Let's say if we want to store square, then the expression should be item into item. If I take this thing, if I have to um, let's say mm, uh, means here let's say simply if I want to store item only, so I can write in expression item. Okay. And
Sir, I got it. So I got it. It means, if I'm not wrong, it means that, for example, if in this case of matrix, we want to store the value of j. Here is the values inside the
Correct.
inner loop. That's why
Correct.
we
Correct.
are writing in expression j.
Right.
If there would have been triple loops, I mean loop inside loop, and then again, then there would be there would have been any other variable, right?
Correct. Correct. Okay. So
Okay, thank
let's
you.
make it more complicated. Uh, hmm, how we can? Hmm, Okay. I'm not able to uh, give the example. Let's say, okay, now it can be complicated. So let's say if I have to transpose a matrix. So transpose is like in mathematics. Uh, so let's say if I have a matrix, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I want to transpose the matrix. So what should be the output? Let's say if I transpose it, so the row become column and column become row, right?
Yes, yes, sir.
Correct. This will be transpose.
Yes, sir.
Goes okay. Now let's say here if I have to transpose it, what should I write? Means this can be challenging. So using list comprehension, let's say for first we have to write for I in matrix. Okay. Then what expression should I write? What should be the logic? Means, let's say if I have to transpose first, the logic should be clear. So if I have to transpose it, okay. So what should
Sir,
be the logic?
Sir, here in this matrix, we are having two elements. I mean, two. Here, basically, matrix is written in form of list, right? And inside the list, there are two another lists, with each having three elements. So we have to write it like we will have three lists inside the list, and each will contain two items. So we have to decide some logic for that only. I'm not able to give logic, but I think it should be like that.
Okay. Anyone else? Okay.
Basically, like
Mhm.
if we can use indexing, like we can use length, like index, like this one index is 1, and that was index, like this one index 0, and that one index 0, and this was index 1, and that one index 1. Like we can like like collab the indexes, like 1 4 2 5 and 6 3 6, like using indexing length.
Okay. So I'm giving this as a assignment. Try it. Okay. Uh, this looks interesting problem. Okay. So maybe you can try. So actually in the interview, I prepare some question also means for interview means what sort of Python question they ask. Okay. So I will share that as well.
So basically,
Along.
and one more doubt, hello.
Mhm. Yeah.
So if for this list comprehension for loops, like what is the order of like taking the execution? Like if we give like for loop and if loop and if condition, for condition and anything. So what is the order? Like right, left to right, or right to left?
Left to right. Sorry,
Okay. Okay.
right to left.
Okay. Okay.
Sorry, I have to. It is like, let's say if this example, so first it will give the value to I, right? Then it pass the value to j. So it is like, it start from this point, not for j. It start from this first for loop, then second for loop. Okay, so it is left to right, and then once this from uh, first for loop, so it will start from first for loop, okay, and it will go till the end. If it is a if else statement or that also, so it will execute that as well, and then the output of that it will store into the expression. Okay, then again it goes back to the second loop. So this is how it happened,
Okay. Okay.
the execution. Okay. Okay, so here I will share this as well. These are few set of problems which means they ask for interview. In the interview they will ask. Uh, this is just for practice. This one. Okay. So here using for loop means write a program that print number 1 to 100, print fetch for multiple of 3, then 5, fetch which 3 and 5. Okay. So this is one question. Then this is a pattern printing using, means you can use anything. Uh, then third is a sum of digit. Okay, prime number is one problem. Means you have to find the prime number. If I give any number, you can what are the prime number that are present. If I take from 1 to, let's say, that number. Okay. So for example, here find prime 30. So till 20, what are the prime number till 30? Okay. Matrix uh, operation, then inverted this string means star pattern, and there are some other patterns. So this I will share uh, the questions. I have also the answer, but first I will share the question, you try. And this is a good practice, means this will make your concept more means it your concept will get improved if you do all these exercise. So these are not very complicated, but yeah, it will take some time to basically uh, solve this problem. And do not try to do not take the help of any chat gpt or any uh, other platform. Okay, so try to solve it your own. uh, yeah, so if you able to solve this problem, so you can means you can have a good understanding, and you will get some confidence about uh, this topics like for loop, while loop, if else, all these things. Okay, yeah, maybe we can take some examples, some problem. So let's say if I have to this pattern. Okay, and so that is, yeah. So let's say if I have to print this pattern. Okay, uh, what should I use? Should I use for loop or while loop? let's say if I have to use a while loop, okay, what should I miss? What should how should I start with? Say printing star is a simply you can print by okay. So inside a string, if you put a star, it will print. Okay. So I can write, let's say if I have to solve this thing. So let's I equal to simply I write star. Okay. And how many star maximum, how many star I need to print? 5. Okay. So while I uh, 6. Hmm. So right. Okay. So this is how you can print the value of or print a star in this format. Okay. So what I have done, so I simply uh, store 1 star in I, and so if I write simply I into I, okay, so it will be 2 star. Okay. If I write I into 3, it will be 3 star. I into 5, it will be 5 star. I into 10, it will be 10 star. So what I have done here, first I have stored single star inside I, okay, and m equal to 1, I have initialized one variable, okay, and I applied while loop, so m should be less than 6, okay, so it should be less than 6 means anything less than 6 it will, okay. Okay, then I print I into m. So initially the value of m equal to 1. So I into 1. And then I update m equal to m plus 1. So the next time the value of m will be 2. Again it will check. So 2 is less than 6. It is true. So it will again I into 2. So 2 star it will multiply. Then it will again m new value will be 2 plus 1, 3. Again it will check whether it is less than 6 or not. It is true, so again it will multiply I with 3, okay, then 3 start. So similarly, okay, so this problem, so mm, uh, let's say if I have to uh, solve the means inverted right triangle, okay, uh, huh, mm, huh. So anyone want to try? What should I write here? let's say if I have to print this thing, what should I write? Or how to, means what should be the logic? So in this, we have to start from 1, then 2, 3, 4, 5, right? Here, we have to start from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's say if I have to use a while loop only. Okay. Tell what should I write?
Here use range function.
We can use like m minus 1.
Means what should be the logic first? Uh,
Like, like we can use I equals to star, m is equals to like
can you be a little louder? Actually, your voice is
like
too low.
we can use I is equals to star, m is equals to like what is the like 6.
Let's go one by one. So okay, now I equal to star and m equal to you want 6, right?
Yeah.
Then
Like so while m is greater than 6.
And so there, instead of m equals to m plus 1, you can we can use m equals to m minus 1.
m equal to m minus 1. But before that, we have to write something, right? Is
Yes.
While m is like we can use while m is less than or equals to 6.
m is less than
Or
equal to
equals to
6. Okay. Uh,
not
I'm writing just what
not
you
6.
people saying. Okay. I'm not applying my brain. So okay, tell. While m less than equal to 6. Okay. Now next thing, if I let's say print. Okay. Print.
Print
What should I print?
like I into m
I into m.
and m is equals to m minus 1.
Okay. Hmm.
Um, so make it m like m is equals to 5 and while m is less than equals to 5.
M is less than equal to 5.
5.
Hmm. Yeah.
So just run it once.
Should uh, anyone want to guess whether it will work properly or not? Okay. So it goes in infinite loop. Okay. Why? It print, but see, still it is running.
Okay.
Okay. What's the problem? There is a problem, but can anyone tell
Sir,
what is the
we
problem?
have to we have to get out of the while loop. While loop is still running, so
Huh.
we will have to give some
We cannot
statement
break
to,
it.
yeah.
So can I write while m less than equal to 5 or while m greater than equal to 0 and m less than 5. Hmm?
Yes, yes.
See, earlier it was like when you haven't applied this m greater than equal to 0, so it was taking the minus value, and this minus value is still since these are minus values, so this condition was true at that time also. So because of that only uh, stuck into a infinite loop. So this is one way. Other way was other way. Let's say if I do not want to use this one, okay, what should I do? Let's say if I have to use a break. So what I can write if m
If m
less
is
than
equals to less than 0, 0 or 1,
less than uh, less than 1,
less than 1, then break.
right? And I can write break. So let's see what happened. Yeah, in this case also it break the infinite loop. Okay, so when it met the condition, it break the loop. So break will always break the first loop that it got. Okay, yeah. Uh, mm, let's take one more example. So let's say if I have a list 1, 4, 5, 7, 8. Okay. Many times this question asks. So the task is to reverse the list. Reverse the list. So the output should be 8, 7, 5, 4, 1. Okay. So you have just reversed the list. What should I write? If I have to reverse a list, you can use any loop you want. For loop, while loop, anything. List comprehension. Anyone? What should be the logic? Let's say if I have to access this element first, this is, let's say if I have to access 8 first, then 7, 5, 4, 1. What should I write? Let's say if I have to use for loop. Haha. For I in I do not want to use any function, reverse function.
For I in x,
Sorry.
for I in x, like minus 1, mm,
Okay. Let's say um, let's make it more simpler. So let's say if I have to try access the last element, what should be the value? What should I write? This eighth element or eight number I have to access. What should I write here?
4.
X of 4, right? Now I'm giving one more hint. Let's say if I have to use a range function, okay? Hmm, or maybe X of 4
Yeah, we can use slicing like we can use -1 stepwise. Like we can use like 2. We can use in
This is also you can use, right?
yes.
So this is this is a one step. But let's say if you have to use a loop, this is also you can do. But let's say the same thing that what I have written, 4 -1. This is a hard coded, right? Because I know the length. Hard coded in the sense it should be automatic. I want. So what first I can maybe I can instead of 4 I can write length of x, right? That also will give the same result. And simply if I store in some variable, let's say b, yeah. So even if I increase the length 34, 76, so here I don't have to manually write the length. Okay, so simply length function will do. Okay, so this is one way. Let's say if I have to use a range function, okay, to do the same reversing, what should I write here? Um, let's say if I create some empty list, I'm giving one more example just in. So let's say if in this empty list, if you have to append anything, c dot, let's say append, maybe 6, okay, and see. So this is how we can append. So let's say hmm, control that. Okay, y equal to. So what I have done, I have a list x and y I have created empty list. So basically in this y I want to save the reverse list. Okay, using for loop and range function and append method. Okay, now tell me the logic. What should I write? So in this, the first value of I should be, let's say, if I write something here, uh, maybe 7. Okay. Let's say length of x. Okay. For I in range length of x. And what I have done, y dot append x of I. So this range length of x, length of x will be 7, right? Length of x will be 7, right? So this will uh, range function will generate number from 0 to 6, right? Last digit -1. Okay, so last is 7. So 7 -1. So when it will generate number from 0 to 6, so the first value of I will be 0. So if I apply y dot append x of 0, so x of 0 will be 1, right? here the value of y will be, let's say if I print, it will be same, right? Now tell, now you have all the ingredient to basically execute reverse thing. Now tell what changes should I make here in range or append. If you can get somehow the first value of I to be 7, okay, then you can have the reverse thing. Right now the first value of I is 0. So because of that, it accessing this element.
Sir, after the comma, I mean, inside the range bracket, after length of x, after putting a comma, we can specify the index from where we can start.
So tell what should I write?
So 76 is in sixth index number.
Mm.
So shall we write 6 here?
No, means that is a hard coded, na? Means let's say if I increase the list, then let's say it is
Okay,
more
okay,
than
okay, got
100.
it.
Ah,
We want a generalized solution.
yes.
So we can use -1, like mm,
So in range also I have in last class I have said, na? Start, stop, and step, right? So let's use one more thing. Let's say range um 0, comma 10, comma 2, and let's say just to check the value 02468. Okay, now let's say 7. If I put 7 and uh, in this, let's say I do not give anything, -1. Okay, yeah. Now anyone want to try? What should I write here?
we can use a length of x -1, comma -1, comma -1,
The length of x.
-1,
Oh, why? Ah, okay.
because it's
Uh-huh.
index in so -1,
-1.
comma -1, because reversing.
Ah, okay. Now if I apply and if I print y, okay, first I have to empty
Yes.
it. Then if I see, okay, so this is using range. Just I have applied range thing to basically get the reverse thing. Okay, so this reversing is very common. Means in interview they ask, okay, this is the list. So there are many other way which can be, uh, let's say it can take 3-4 steps. So always try to optimize the program. Optimize in the sense to write it in a very shorter way. Okay, if something is available. Okay, so because they want to judge whether the your code is optimized or not. Okay, so this is also one way. Okay, uh, can we use a list comprehension to reverse? Let's say this is a 3-line code, right? A 2-line code. So let's say if I have to use a list comprehension for the same thing. So X is there, and let's Y equal to, if I create for, what I can write the same thing, and the expression will be, what will be the expression?
Y dot append
Uh,
uh, X in then I same expression.
Y is outside.
Mm,
What should I write in expression?
Like we can use x dot x of I.
X of I. Good. Yeah, let's see why. Yeah, right. So this is using list comprehension. So this is one line of code. You have reverse a list. Okay. Let's take one more example. So this is the last example. So let's say name, uh, let's say n equal to some string. Yeah. Let's say if you have to reverse the string. Earlier we have reversed the list. Now let's say if you have to reverse the string using, there are some other function also to reverse the string, but let's say if I do not want to use those things, what should I write if I have to use a, means, let's say if I have to
Sir,
use
shall
for,
we
Hmm.
can we first typecast it into a list and then follow the same procedure?
Like we can
n
put int
of,
in front of it.
Yes.
okay, sorry,
We can put
no,
int in the front of like function, then it will like directly put typecast.
but
Yes,
why
it is that
typecast?
string form to make it a list so that we can follow the same concept
But
as used in it.
what if
Like
I directly use this thing instead of, simply if I write n, and here it is n, and so this is not combined, right? This reverses the string, but this has separated it. Okay. Okay.
you can use join function, dot join, like that.
Right. We can. I think that will dot Dot join we can use, but here we are getting some error. Invalid syntax. Now I
So before that, we have to use that columns, right? Like without space.
where
Like before, before that dot, like
Mhm.
semicolons, not semicolons, that apostrophes. So that by what we are joining those sentence, not semicolon, but apostrophe, like what we say that,
Okay.
like
Okay, leave
we
it.
have to, yeah.
No problem. So join. I will tell. I haven't tell also what join function does. Okay. So leave it. No problem. Okay. So till this point, means accept this string reversal. I think. Uh, any doubt before that? Okay. So on next class will be on Tuesday. So we will start with the function. Okay. Then after function, there is a basically classes. So function and classes. Yeah. So after that, this Python class will uh, mainly completed or complete. Okay. Uh, any doubt? And still what we have seen till now.
No, sir.
Okay. Okay then. Thanks everyone. Happy.
Thanks, sir.
Thank you, sir.